What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. I hope you guys are having a fantastic summer. Welcome back to Connor's Corner. Now, it's been a couple weeks or probably like a month now since my last episode, but thank you guys for the support on that one. I think we got over 900 views, so I know it might not seem like a lot, but Connor's Corner is slowly but surely growing. Today, we'll be taking a look at, or we'll be ranking the top prospect pools from number 1, or from 31 all the way to number 1. So, I mean, there's not much to talk about right now. In the NHL, there's been a couple trades like Gusev to the Devils, Vasilevsky signed, nothing in the RFA front. So, we're going to talk about the prospects tonight. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. Tell me what you guys think of my rankings in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think, or who has the best prospect pool in the National Hockey League. Without further ado, let's get into the episode. At number 31, we have the Columbus Blue Jackets. Now, I know it's going to happen. You got to surrender some of your future for at the trade deadline. They had to surrender some of their future for, I guess, winning a playoff series. And now, congratulations to the Blue Jackets. They don't have much now. Probably Bemstrom, Texier, Fodi are the top 3 prospects. Other than that, there's not much. There's not much depth. There's not much star power, and that's probably the best, I guess, for the Blue Jackets prospects, but at least they still do have some of their picks. 30, we have the San Jose Sharks. I'm going to have to go through these quickly because I don't want like a 50-minute video. San Jose Sharks are at number 30. Now, they had to trade Josh Norris, a couple picks, a couple other prospects in the Erik Karlsson trade. They still have Ferraro, who was assistant captain in his sophomore year with the UMass, University of Massachusetts. They have Ryan Merkley, who's a bit of a risk at the defense. He's a great offensive defenseman, not so great defensively, but again, they have Chmelevski, I believe that's how you pronounce it as well. Great prospect, and other than that, there's not much. So a couple good prospects, but not much depth again, and that's what you're going to see with a lot of these lower prospects, a lot of these lower teams. The Washington Capitals at number 29, so they probably would have been 31 if it wasn't for this past draft. Loved Brett Leeson, that pick. He was passed over completely in his actual draft year. Came back next year, and the Capitals picked him up. I believe it was in the 3rd round or the 2nd round. I'm not sure. And then I obviously love Connor McMichael as well. He was the best player on that London Knights team, so again, he's going to get some recognition for that. You add that to Alexeyev and Ilya Samsonov, probably arguably one of the best goaltending prospect in the National Hockey League, and you've got an okay system, but it's definitely not great. At 28, we have the Minnesota Wild. Kirill Kaprizov is their crown jewel, and this guy will be a star, but we don't know when he's going to come over to North America. He's playing in the KHL right now. They picked up Matthew Boldy. I love this pick from the Minnesota Wild. I don't know exactly what they're doing after they signed Matt Zuccarello. I thought they were going to start to get younger with the Coyle for Donato trade, and then they pick up Zuccarello. I don't know. That's for another episode anyways, but I like Boldy. I love Kaprizov. Just a matter of time before Kaprizov comes over to North America. 27, I'll have the Pittsburgh Penguins. I see a lot of people having the Penguins a lot lower, like 30, 31st, 30. I'm not that down on the Penguins prospects. I love Samuel Poulin. I love Tobias Bjorkquist. He plays for Providence College, and they made the Frozen Four. And then I love I don't love, but I like Addison as well, who played for Team USA at the 2018 World Junior Championships, has back-to-back championships with UMD, University of Minnesota Duluth, and I like Addison a lot, and I think he'll be a good, solid top 6 defenseman for the Penguins. They have a couple other solid options, but I think those are their top 3 prospects, and I don't think it's as bad as some people think. At 26, the Vegas Golden Knights. Now, again, they traded Eric Brandstrom in the Mark Stone trade to the Ottawa Senators, and again, they had to trade Nick Suzuki to the Montreal Canadiens for Max Pacioretty. That's what happens when you're a good team, is you're going to have to trade some of your future assets to get better. Now, that's what they've done with Stone and Pacioretty. Pacioretty hasn't worked out as much as Stone has, but again, they have Cody Glass, great player, potentially a top 5 prospect right now, and then they've got Peyton Krebs. Love that pick at number 17. He's going to be injured for a good amount of the season, but he's got tremendous skill, so I love that pick for the Golden Knights. At number 25, we have the Nashville Predators. Picked Tomasino this year in this past draft. Definitely helps out. Dante Fabro looked good in a Predators jersey at the end of last season. He played for Boston University, and then Eeli Tolvanen. He hasn't worked out as well as, or hasn't lived up to expectations for the Predators so far, but I think he'll be a top-line winger for them in the future. After those 3, there's not much after that. They don't have much depth. They've got a good amount of, they have a lot of I wouldn't say a lot, but again, Tolvanen is a pretty good star prospect, I would say. Dante Fabro will be a top 4 defenseman. Tomasino, probably a middle 6 guy, so they've got some great, good options at the front, but the depth just isn't there as much. The Calgary Flames at 24, again, they've got a good, young, solid forward group right now in the National Hockey League, but the prospect system isn't as good. They've got Valimaki, who will be a full-time NHLer next season, and they have Peltier as well that they picked up in the draft this past season. So the Flames are doing okay. I don't think they have to worry about having kind of a dry prospect cupboard. I think that's going to be okay, as they do have young guys like Gaudreau, Monahan, Elias Lindholm, Hanifin, Tkachuk. They've got some good young guys there as well. Tampa Bay Lightning come in at number 23, and for being a top team of the last 5 years, this is a pretty good ranking for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Again, no star players right now, but they have a lot of depth. I like Califoot. I like Taylor Radish. I like Volkov. The one guy I don't like that they picked so high up was Nolan Foote. I know they picked him because they had Califoot, but it doesn't really work for me. I think there's a lot of better players available for the Lightning, so wasn't huge on that pick, but again, it's another solid player in their prospect pool. St. Louis Blues come in at 22. I've seen these guys come in at like 29, 30 in a lot of other videos and rankings. I personally, I'm not too, I kind of like the Blues prospect pool right now. Bach comes in as a top 3 forward or a top 3 prospect for the Blues in my opinion, but the 2 best guys, Jordan Kyrou and Klim Kostin. I'm a huge fan of Kostin. I loved him at the World Junior Championships in 2019. Was the captain for Team Russia, and you could really see how much love he has for the game after they did lose that. Say what you want about him crying, but I thought it was good for the Blues, showing how much he really cares about winning. So that was good for the Blues, and then Jordan Kyrou should be able to step into the lineup next year. So the Blues prospect system is not as bad as I think a lot of people think. The Dallas Stars in at 21, so Miro Heiskanen would have pushed this up a lot, but he's a full-time NHLer now. So Tyler Dellandre, Robertson, and Gurianov are the top 3 in my opinion. I really like Dellandre. I think that should be how you pronounce it. Let me know if I'm wrong down below about any of these names, how you pronounce them. I'm not the best with names, but Dellandre, I really like that guy for the Dallas Stars. He'll probably be a second or third line center at the worst case scenario for the Stars. So, I mean, that's a great prospect for them. I like Robertson. He's got a lot of speed, great hands, great skill. And then Gurianov, he's played a bit with the Stars over the last couple seasons, or especially last year. And I think he'll be able to definitely be a full-time NHLer for next season. And again, Heiskanen would have pushed this up a lot, but a great first rookie season for him. He's just going to get better. At number 20, the Winnipeg Jets. I like Vasalainen. I like Niku, and then they picked Kinola with their 20th overall pick. I think there's other options. I think they went with the safer option in Kinola, but again, it's a pretty solid prospect for them. I don't think, again, they don't have to worry that much with a really young core. Laine, Kyle Connor, Scheifele. Again, I don't have to name those star players. You guys know who they are. Young core of forwards in the NHL. They're playing well right now. And then I think when Vasalainen comes in, he's going to be a key contributor for the Winnipeg Jets. Number 19, the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, the Maple Leafs, I think, other than Rasmus Sandin, there's no star players there. I've got Liljegren and Bracco as their other 2 top prospects in their prospect pool. Liljegren, I don't think has lived up to expectations, but I definitely think Sandin has surpassed expectations. I think this guy will definitely be a top 4 defender in the future for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and I like their prospect pool with Jeremy Bracco as well. I think that guy will be good for them, and they're going to need guys like Bracco to step in to the forward group with, I think, four guys making over 10 million or close to 10 million. So it's going to be hard for them with guys making that to actually have guys making a good amount in their bottom 6. So I think Jeremy Bracco will be a good piece in there. Number 18, their division rivals, the Boston Bruins. Now, I could push these guys up a bit more, I feel like, but I could also bring them down a bit. I'm not 100% sure with some of these guys. I love Jacob Lacko as well, that 3rd round pick for the Bruins in 2018. Great pick. I think they hit a home run with that pick. And then I think Jack Stanichka could be got like a David Krejci in the future, and Juro Vakanainen will be a top 4 defenseman for the Bruins. And I love their depth that they have in their system. John Beecher, this guy is looking like he's going to be very good. I didn't want to put him into the top 3 just because after that World Junior Summer Showcase, he looked spectacular, but I didn't want to jump the gun and put him up there just quite yet. So I think Beecher could be a very good option for the Bruins in the future. After the Boston Bruins at 18, the 17th place goes to the Arizona Coyotes. Coyotes, Barrett Hayton, Victor Soderstrom, and Nick Merkley, Ryan Merkley's brother. Nick Merkley was a fringe first or second round pick. I'm not sure where he went exactly, but I don't think this guy's a bust quite yet. Just yet. I think a lot of Arizona Coyotes fans are starting to get nervous about him. I would too, but I think this guy's got a lot of potential and a lot of offensive upside. He's being kind of plagued with injuries, so it's okay that he isn't in the NHL yet. I think he could be in the NHL as soon as next season. Victor Soderstrom, great defenseman. I think they went with the right pick there. Drafted by position. They didn't really need the forwards as much, so I like that pick for the Coyotes. And Barrett Hayton, a lot of people were surprised when they picked him number 6. It's looking like it's paying off for the Coyotes. Number 16, the Detroit Red Wings. For a team that's been kind of rebuilding for the last couple seasons, I feel like their prospect pool should be a bit better than what it is. Zadina is a good prospect. He's definitely been underachieved over the last couple seasons and from what the Red Wings thought he could be. He hasn't filled the Canadiens' net with pucks yet, or the Senators' nets for that matter. So, he's still got that to do. He's got to accomplish that. I don't know if it's going to happen or not. I like the pick of Moritz Seider, but I do believe it wasn't my favorite pick, obviously, of the draft. I think they could have moved down, like I've said in past videos, moved down and picked him and still gotten more assets for that, maybe even another pick later on in the first round. They probably could have got him around 16, 17. I guess they thought that wasn't a reach, but I think every other team thought that was a reach, which makes it a reach. So anyways, I think Moritz Seider, I like that pick. And then Veleno as well. It was a good pick in 2018 at the end of the first round. That dropped for him. He's going to be good for Team Canada. I don't know if he's going to be at the World Juniors this year. I don't think so. But I like that guy. I think he'll be a good third-line center for the Red Wings in the future. And, I think they should have a better prospect pool than they do. But at the end of the day, they should be okay. They've got a while to rebuild still to build up that prospect cupboard. Number 15, the New Jersey Devils. Obviously, Jack Hughes bumps this one up a lot, and he'll be in the NHL next season, so they'll probably move back down. But Ty Smith, I like them. I like that defenseman a lot as well. I think he probably won't join the New Jersey Devils quite yet, but he'll be close anyways to joining the team. Same with Michael McLeod. If he can jump in as like a 4C or a 3C, I think the Devils will like that and give him some time to grow. He's been a bit of a disappointment, just like Pavel Zacha has been, but at the end of the day, you got to give these prospects some time to develop. Number 14, the Edmonton Oilers, something that they are above average in, and that's prospect pool. I like Bouchard, I like Broberg, I really like Yamamoto. I think hopefully this season for the Oilers and for McDavid's sake, Yamamoto will be able to play with McDavid next season. I'm really looking forward to seeing how they can combine. They tried it this season, it didn't work. Yamamoto wasn't quite ready. Next season, he's got the speed. I think he'll be ready to play with McDavid. 13, the Chicago Blackhawks. I like Kirby Dach a lot. I think there might have been better players available at number 3, but so far at the World Junior Summer Showcase, he's looked good for them. Again, Bjorkquist, great defenseman for them. This guy will definitely be an elite defenseman in my opinion. Let me know your guys' thoughts on Bjorkquist down below. And then Bodwin as well, defenseman. I think will be a top 4 defenseman for them. They've got good depth. They've got good players in the NHL already. I think they'll be a contending for a wildcard team, contending for a wildcard spot this year. And I think when Dach is ready, I think Dylan Strom's going to take another step. Once Boquist is ready, once Bodwin's ready, this team's going to be very good in the close future. Number 12, the Buffalo Sabres. I like the Sabres right now. Again, the last couple of seasons, they've had a better prospect pool, but again, a lot of those guys have graduated to the NHL, and that's what you want. Pick Dylan Cousins. It's unfortunate that he injured his thumb at training camp this year, but it's going to happen. Apparently, he's going to be okay to come back anytime. Now, Jukka-Pekka Luukkonen, one of the best goaltenders, prospect but one of the best goaltenders prospects in the league right now. It's probably battle with Samsonov and Carter Hart at the time. So he's great goaltender for the Sabres, and he'll be able to take over that number 1 role. I think coming up, I don't know if he'll be the backup next year or not. Let me know down below, but he'll be able to be the number 1 goaltender for years to come. And then Ryan Johnston came over from the Ryan O'Reilly trade. Well, the pick came over from the Ryan O'Reilly trade, and then they drafted Ryan Johnston Johnson with that pick. Solid defenseman, and other than that, I think the Sabres have a good amount of solid prospects, and they'll be good for the future, obviously, with Eichel, Middlestat, and a lot of young talent in the NHL already. Number 11, the Florida Panthers. I love this team's prospect pool. Seen a lot of people have them lower. I like Spencer Knight. They needed a goaltender. They pick up a goaltender for the future. After Bobrovsky, Knight will be the number one, so they don't have to worry about goaltending anymore. Owen Tippett and Denisenko, the Russian, great players, and I think they'll both be full-time NHLers in the near future. Number 10, the Vancouver Canucks. I thought they were going to be picking up Alexander Newhook, take a bit of a risk with that 10 pick. Said they took a risk with Podkolzin, so it was kind of close. Same time, it wasn't close at all. Anyways, Podkolzin, number 10, I like the pick. Really like that pick. I think they might have gotten a steal if Podkolzin comes over to the North America anytime soon. We need Vancouver to pick up another steal, another high-scoring offensive talent. But anyways, they're not good right now, so that's okay for every other team in the Pacific Division. They'll be better soon, though. Thatcher Demko, I think, is a great goaltender in the future as well. After Markstrom, or maybe even before Markstrom's career is over, Demko will, for sure before Markstrom's career is over, Demko will be the number one. Number 9, the Anaheim Ducks. They've gone from having a mid-pack prospect pool at the middle of the season to pretty much being a top 10 prospect pool. I love Trevor Zegras. Sam Steele, great player, was great at the World Junior Championships this past season, and then Troy Terry as well will be a top 6 winger for the Ducks. They've got a lot of depth. Zegras is obviously the crown jewel of the prospect pool, and again, this guy could have been a top 3 pick if the Blackhawks did pick him. So I think the Ducks got a steal at number 9, and this guy could be very good as he's already showing it. Number 8, the Ottawa Senators. Again, something that they're good at. I haven't said the Senators have been good at anything for a very long time now. Eric Brandstrom, Jake Batherson, and Josh Norris are the top 3 prospects. Again, say what you want. Most of the top prospects have come over from trades. Don't forget Alex Formanson's in there as well. Vitaly Yabumov came over from the Duchesne trade. So a lot of great prospects for the Senators, and they do have a pretty solid future. Logan Brown's in there. They do have a lot of good prospects in the cup board right now. So they'll be good in another 5 years or so we can still make fun of them for a little bit now. New York Islanders at number 7, Noah Dobson, Oliver Wahlstrom highlight the Islanders prospect pool. Again, I wasn't a huge fan of Simon Holmstrom, that pick from Lou Lamoriello. He's injury prone. There's better players available. I think he was a massive risk, and I don't even know if the risk pays off. Is he going to be better than a Poulin or a Peltier or McMichael? A lot of players that they could have picked at that pick. So wasn't a huge fan of that pick. They got a great goaltender in Sorkin, one of the names, the Russian, played in KHL, I believe. So he's not going to come over quite yet, but a great prospect for the New York Islanders. At number 6, the Los Angeles Kings. I love the Kings prospect pool right now, highlighted by Alexander Turcotte. This guy is going to be something else. I love this guy a lot. Again, we thought Chicago could be picking him at number 3. He fell to Los Angeles, and I think it definitely turned out well for them. Rasmus Kupari and Gabe Vilardi, 2 first-round picks over the last couple of years. So again, they've hit well on their first-round picks, and that's what you want to see. You got to win the top rounds of the drafts. You pretty much got to win the whole draft, every pick. You want to win, obviously, but you definitely got to win. You definitely got to hit home runs, or I wouldn't say home runs, but at least doubles or singles. Anyways, just hit the ball in the first rounds, and I think the Kings definitely did that in the last 3 drafts. Next up, the Philadelphia Flyers. Now, Carter Hart has graduated to the National Hockey League, but they got Joel Farabee, they got Morgan Frost, they got Cam York, they got a lot of players, and they're good right now, and they've got a lot of depth, and they've got a lot of star power in the prospect pool right now. So the Flyers, definitely a top 5 team in prospect pool rankings right now for me, anyways. Even without Carter Hart, and Philip Myers is also down there. Lindholm, I think, still counts as a prospect. So the Flyers, they definitely got the depth, they got the star power. Number 4, the Carolina Hurricanes. Martin Necas, Jake Bean, Nejkovic, I don't know, it's something close to how you pronounce the name. Anyways, a great goaltending prospect, but they got a lot of depth, and I mean, Martin Necas is an elite prospect. Even though he didn't have the best World Junior Championships, he's still a fantastic centerman. He'll be battling Sebastian Aho for the number 1 center spot for the near future. Number 3, the Colorado Avalanche, the team that was gifted Bowen Byram from the Ottawa Senators. Why couldn't that have been the Bruins? I don't know. No, but they definitely got gifted Bowen Byram from the Senators with the 4th overall pick. And then they also picked up Alexander Newhook. That's just not fair. Byram and Newhook, same draft, same rounds. That's just stupid. Cale Makar is still considered a prospect. I think he's one of the best prospects, if not the best prospect in the NHL right now. So he'll definitely be a full-time NHLer next year. They got great depth. Connor Timmins, Martin Kaut. They've got the prospects, and they've got a great team already in the National Hockey League. They'll be a great team for years to come. The Montreal Canadiens at number 2. Marc Bergevin has been killing it recently. A lot of people were thinking of firing him, and Marc Bergevin obviously had a plan, and it's paid off. I got to meet him in Buffalo, and wasn't the nicest guy, but he was definitely a great GM, one of the best GMs in the league, in my opinion. These deals definitely worked out. They were risks. A lot of people thought they should fire him, but he had a plan, and it's definitely paid off, like I said. Cole Caulfield, unbelievable pick. Loved Nick Suzuki. That Pacioretty trade, he seemed to win. And then don't forget Ryan Poehling, 3 goals and the shootout winner in his pro debut, the final game of the regular season. So great game for Ryan Poehling, and that guy will definitely be in the National Hockey League next year. That means the number 1 team in my prospect pool rankings goes to the New York Rangers. Capo Kakko, Kravtsov, Keandre Miller, Shostorkin, Lias Anderson. Heidel doesn't count anymore, but the list goes on and on and on. They've just got an embarrassment of riches right now, kind of like I said the Canucks did, and Rangers will be a dynasty, in my opinion, for years. It's hard to say a dynasty, but they'll be a great team for years to come. Now, the Rangers take number 1 on my prospect pool rankings. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys watched this long, you guys must have enjoyed the video, so make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. Tell me your thoughts on my prospect pool rankings, and leave me your own thoughts down below. That's it for the episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Catch you guys in the next episode.